Hi, Sam from Teach You Well to Trade, going through our live weekly, I suppose it's almost like a broadcast, talking about some live trading, what's happened in the week previously and what we're going to look for in this coming week. I was just chatting to Ben here about the move in oil last week. We saw a busy move due to Ukraine attacking a Russian oil facility. As soon as he got the go-ahead to get these Tomahawk missiles from America, they started firing and lighting up these oil refineries and hitting the Russian war machine in the pocket is the aim. Upset that oil flow, stop the income coming in, slow down the war. It's a peace play, as it were. And then the market shot up after being in a very bearish momentum, and then now discussing with Ben that there's probably enough supply out there to cover the Russian supply if it stops coming to market. So is there an opportunity to then look at the reverse trade in oil? So yeah, I mean, let's look at it right now because it's on my list to look at. So we can hit the ground running. I'll bring it up and we can have a little look what's going on in the market. It's been a very busy week since last time we met. So there's a lot of things to look at. Let's have a look at Brent. Okay. So this is Brent on a 4-hourly. Let's have a little look on a daily. And this is when the news came out here. We had this big spike up, and then we followed again the next day. And then we've got these are almost like reversal candles. You see how the move, we had a big extension on the third day, Friday, and then we settled lower than when we started this. Do you remember what the name of this candle was, Ben?
Remind me which candle you're referring to.
This not today's one, yesterday, which would have been Friday.
That's a
So the
shooting
one next
star.
to the green one. That's right. That's our shooting star. It's one of my favorites. This one here. Yeah, the shooting star, which is a textbook reversal candle. It shows that battle of the bulls flying up, running out of steam, and then the bears taking over. And then we had kind of have a small body. I don't know why it's called a shooting star, but it's called a shooting star. It's tried to shoot up and then come down. Who knows? But it's called a shooting star. So we had that on Friday, and then today. I mean, if today ends up in a closing positively, that again is another reversal candle. It's the opposite, which is called a hammer. So you've got, which makes more sense because you've got like a long stem, and then which is the wick of the candle here. And then if this does end up being a green day and we've got a green body, and that's the head of the hammer, again, that's a bullish reversal, which, I mean, say what you see, right? It's indecision both ways. Makes it a bit confusing. And I was waiting for today's conclusion to then figure out if I'm going to start fading into some shorts into this move. Because for me, I mean, on a daily, I use this data here. I think we're still bearish. We've got this bearish slope that we're working on. Big sell off there, big sell off there. But then if we come in a bit here, you could say you've broken that steeper bearish channel there, and we've broken above this line with that move. Where else? We've got these key levels here. I mean, we're on it at the moment, really. That's why today's going to be interesting. I think if we close below, like I said, 65.32 where we're at now, I think we could be heading lower again. We've got a lot of data out this week. We've got FOMC, which is the rate meeting in the States. We've got a European Central Bank rate meeting on Thursday. We've got tons. I was doing my research this morning. What else? We've got M4 in the UK. Loads of data on Thursday in the EU. We've got PMIs coming out. We've got PCE. We've got GDPs this week. So it's been fairly quiet for a couple of weeks data-wise because of the shutdown in the States. and we've got a lot coming out this week. Plus, there's a meeting on Friday between Trump and Xi of China, which will make the markets very busy. He's also talking about having meetings with the president of Brazil, again, which will make other markets very busy. But we'll have a look at those. Oil right now, as we've been speaking about it, I'm going to look before I trade if we close below this level. I'll be looking to go short if we close below here. Will I consider longs? I don't know. I still feel we're a bit frothy up here, so I'm going to be careful with any longs around here. But fundamentally, I'm bearish. But we'll see how it plays out. We've got to see what new information comes out. But yeah, the closer today. I mean, if you gun to the head sort of stuff, I'd probably look to sell today and run a short. But then I'm not going to. I wouldn't take that trade on. As we're on a sim, I could do it. I'll do it on an hourly. With that as my guideline. With these steep rallies, you always get very steep channel lines that when they break, they can move into a reversal territory quite quickly. And we've had a lot of activity around where we are now. Let's have a little look. We're going to sell short position, sell here. I mean, look for it to coming back here. Yeah, and a stop there. So ratio 2-1. I'm happy with that. Trade. What are we going to do? Sell 4 contracts. At market. Take profit. Hold on. We want to sell the market. Sell the market. Take profit at 62.08. Stop at 66.92. Double check profit here. Stop up here. 66.92 it was. Sell market. Okay, yeah, sell. Okay, we put that trade on. Oil is going to continue to be busy for the foreseeable now with this going on, probably for the rest of the year, with war and peace continuously coming in and out of vogue, and the supply issues. The markets have finally woken up. Like I've said before, they're very busy on this last quarter of the year, and we're starting to see it now. We've probably this past week has been as busy as it's been for the previous 6 weeks, maybe even longer. And it feels like it's going to continue doing that. Once you have that momentum in the markets, it carries on. Let's review this copper trade that I've had on for a while. It's finally gone on side. Because of the positive talks between America and China, it's pushed that price of copper up. We had 16 lots on there. Shows us how much we're on side. With 40 grand on side. This is the level I wanted to see it above. We're above there now, so we should be more bullish. And in terms of managing this trade, I had big profit assumptions. I'm happy to let this ride. Do I add to it? Perhaps I should add to it. Now we've had that confirmation, so I think I will. So I think I'll add another 50% at market, but then I'll have a fairly tight stop if we break below this level. So 51085. Take profit at 5.8. So I've added at this level here as we're above my defined kind of pivot. I was looking for it to be more bullish through that. That was its first challenge. And then I feel we can have a good run to this next trading area. So that would be our next challenge, around 5.5. Okay, we also had a 10-year note trade on last week that we just got stopped out of. We were looking to and this one we went on side. This one was doing quite well, I remember now, and I left it. And we ended up stopping out. So management terms, I should have been a bit more on it around here where we found some resistance. The second or third or fourth time it failed to break above here should have been my signal to exit my position, potentially go short. But a big week for T-notes this week with the FOMC on Wednesday and some PCE, which is a bit of inflationary data coming out in the States on Thursday and Friday. There's two figures, both at 12:30 because the clocks have gone back over here. They will move both of those markets. I won't look to trade right now. There's a couple other things that I want to show you, some different markets. Live cattle has been very busy the past couple of days, Friday and today, based on that, the positive talks that Trump's having with Brazil. So Brazil produce a lot of beef, and they send it over to America. This whole rally here since July has been because Trump's put tariffs onto the beef from Brazil, which has made Brazilian beef more expensive, which is then that premium's then the demand for American beef, which is what Trump wanted, basically buy American, has increased, and so is the price. So Friday we had this rumors of positive talks between the Brazilian president and Trump, and then we've seen a big sell-off. So I wanted to have a little look to see where we are with this. And do we get on a continuation, or should we be looking at a reversal? For that, we're right in the money. Some good levels. I think we look to sell that break, really. And then how much downside has it got, if you think? Tariff talk was probably around here. It started in April, didn't it? We look to sell through. Where am I proved wrong? Let's have a look on an hourly. Yeah, I'd say that's where I'll be proved wrong if we get above this level and start trading above here again with a view to hit that channel. So I'm happy to take that on. This is a momentum trade based on Trump sourcing out his differences with Brazil. Profit, okay. Take profit 209, spot 325, and 229, spot 2. And then our ratio was almost 3-1, which is good. Okay, momentum live, cattle. That's an interesting one. What else caught my eye today? Sugar number 11. So this has gone to a 4-year low today. We had a big sell-off, and I've seen that There's been very large trades going through. I think there was 3,000 contract trades which caught the market's attention today. Now this has been very historically high, this contract for sugar. I remember it's normally trading around the tens. There's supposed to be a bumper crop coming out of Brazil. This has been on a steady decline from around 23, which was back end of last year, or almost a year ago. And then there's been lots of bearish channels and resistance lines forming. And then this key support broken again, but it's held quite firm underneath. But it's where how low do we go? So this is 2021. You've got to go back to. We're in 2021 town, where we saw 14. We're pretty close to that now. We might be below that. Yeah, we're below that level. And these were levels on the way up as well. It's that 1412. These are pretty loose technical levels from many years ago. I mean, I think we're in free fall. But again, executing this, it's fundamentally bearish, technically very bearish. I prefer this recent level 1508. If we put a short on today, I'm going to stop above there. And then really looking for that big sell-off. Almost not having a target really. Well, around about $12 perhaps. And then this one would be one to manage. Stop loss was at 1530. Okay, so that's jumping on that momentum there. Lot of size going through the market and sell side. So there's a lot of price action, bearish price action, technically bearish, fundamentally bearish. Let's put a short on and execute that trade to then go on and manage it. It's something again that I've looked at today. So we've got sugar, we've seen live cattle, we had a look at oil. And this time of year, as I've said before, you've got to really take a look at natural gas, or we've got time. And I know it came off overnight over the weekend, which is kind of strange. I mean, I was short and I took profit, and then in real life, and then my positions come back to be put back on again. And we are right on this level here that I've used before and sold through it. So again, I think it might be a short sell, although the weather reports are coming in a little bit cooler in the States, which is obviously a demand piece. So demand increases and then the price increases. But again, I think it's a oversupplied market. Most rallies have been sold into. Let's have a little look on an hourly. We're seeing this energy build up. I've been rallying for the past few hours, but it's good enough to stop level around here into those new highs for me to take a trade, I think. Sell at market stop there. Two, he's got 9. And then 3, 5, 8, 8. I'm not too sure actually. I'll do 4 lots. There we go. There is a demonstration and selection of a few markets there. Any questions? Giving you all a few things to look at. We looked at some different markets, and I think that's what I wanted to showcase was, you've got the likes of these live markets. You've got the likes of sugar. Coffee's been affected as well on these discussions that Trump are having. There's these tons of little markets out there that have huge moves that are impacted by geopolitics that's going on, as well as just your natural supply and demand. Like I said, the markets are very busy at the moment. I've barely even looked at the S&P or any of the bigger stuff, even the bonds this past week, because energies and commodities. It's the joys of being a multi-asset trader. Once you know your process and you understand a good number of markets, you can come in and out of them, and whatever's hot, you can jump in and out of, and that's the key. That's absolutely key. Like natural gas this time of year, always busy when it's coming in from that autumn to winter time, waiting for that cold snap to hit. Always great fun. And you've got loads of data as well for all your regular markets to cop a hold of. So loads to do, loads to have a little look at this week on your watch list. Again, practice on the sim. It's free. It's great. Your losses are nothing. They're just are made up and will help you in that preparation to be going live, which if that's the aim, we'll be doing shortly. But got to practice, got to understand these markets, why they're moving, get some ideas, put some pen to paper and see how you get on.
Sam, just quick question before you go. The sugar, why you chose to do trades on daily charts? Why not hourly?
It was a longer term play. So I think the fundamentals are long term bearish. The technicals are long term bearish. Someone's putting some huge size on some long term bearish trades. So I just did it myself on a daily. I was just looking at that time scale. Like this is an investment piece. So I look at profiles of my trading. Am I scalping? Am I day trading? Am I investing? Am I funding, hedge fund style, swing trading, momentum trading? I'm basing them. Then I look at how I'm basing my trades. Like I said, fundamentals, price action, seasonality, or technical. And then that kind of encompasses, like I knew it had broken all the levels. So if I looked at it on an hourly, it's just going to confirm it's going down, which I had confirmed. And it's like, well, I just need to be in. I know where I'm going to get out. Well, I know where I'm going to be proved wrong. So I'm just happy to put the trade on. And that's where my stop's going to be.
Yeah.
And hopefully it'll be one like the copper, right? And I'll just be adjusting every week and I'll be looking at it.
Yeah. Cool. That's it.
All right. Well, good to see you. Half an hour. We covered quite a lot there, which I'm happy with. Showcased a couple new markets. And good luck for the week. We'll check them out next week, see how we get on, and then see what else we can pick up. Have a good week, all.
Thank you, Sam.
Bye-bye.